Hey folks, welcome back. It's auction time again. It's time for our yearly fall equipment consignment auction. So we're going to head over there this evening, which is the night before, Friday night. And we're going to do our walk around and see what's there, do a preview. So we don't have to come so early in the morning to do it. So stick around, let's go check out, see what they got. All right, we made it down here to the fairgrounds. We're going to do a walkthrough. Lots of people come the night before and do a walkthrough or drive-through. They've got it so you can kind of drive through and see everything. So let's start over here at the vehicles. Looks like they got a well-used crew cab Chevy with a grill guard. 1992 Ford F-150. Looks like here comes a train. Little flatbed trailer. Looks like it needs a new deck for sure. Sometimes you can get them fairly cheap though if they need new decks like that. Here's a little trailer set up with a torsion axle. Kind of a homemade little job. But I might keep an eye on this. I have a project coming up. We're building a trailer barbecue. And this would be a good start. We would probably cut this thing up and kind of rework everything. But this is janky as it looking. We could probably get this for fairly cheap. And I like that torsion axle. So got a little pickup box trailer here, very popular around these parts. A lot of these around. And then here's a nice little flatbed trailer. Got the sides on it where you can kind of haul stuff. Got a full ramp in the back. An old Ford F600, and I'm guessing that's a dump bed on there. Most of them are. People used to haul their corn in these. Nice old truck. F-150, 2001. Here's an old Chevy 60. Probably another dump bed. Some kind of minivan. Chevy Venture it says. Chevy Impala 2008. Ford Expedition, looks like it's in real good shape. 2012. Sorry for the wind out here, you're probably hearing it in the microphone. Got some toolboxes, some rims, pretty decent looking tires. Another metal toolbox, some truck fenders, workout machine, wooden sawhorses. A bunch of coal going east. Wooden chairs, truck topper. Those are shelving units with the poles. Alright, train's gone. A couple metal wheels. There's a couple neat trellises here, heavy duty, made out of rebar. Old push mower, some half wheels that you could use for decoration. Some wooden gliders. Little greenhouse dealies. Freestanding greenhouse. Some old pots. Some shepherd's hooks. Fire pit. Metal horse. Probably, I don't know if that's a Christmas thing or not. All kinds of metal shelves and doggy gates. Tomato cages. These look to be planters. Yard art stuff. Here's a nice outdoor storage bin. That's cool. I wonder what this is going to go for. We could always use outside storage. Big dog kennel. Folding. Cyclone fence and some old pickup doors. I don't know what make and model. Wheelbarrows. Some burn barrels and a plastic barrel, garbage barrel. Y'all remember Kathy? She works at these auctions. She's our favorite subscriber here locally.
Yeah.
Always good to see Kathy. Got a workmate. Those were popular back in the day. A creeper, a bunch of hand tools, garden tools, ladders, hoses. That's probably a bench for some kind of step. Some railroad iron somebody made an anvil out of. Landscape bricks. Trunk. Some of those kind of faux bamboo blinds that are made out of plastic. Toolboxes. Here comes another train. Lots of tools. We'll spare you the train. Got a nice big food grinder in there with some old irons. A lot of random stuff here. This is one of them little benches you sit on to put try on your shoes. Cute little dolly. We might look what that goes for tomorrow. Old fixtures and stuff. Even got a shake weight. More canning jars, exit signs, big round piece of glass. And then there's some regular sheet glass. If you were going to make some windows or something, that'd be handy. Some light fixtures, fluorescent. Lawnmower, pull cart, heaters. Couple concrete planters, some decorative stuff, an old cream can, they're smaller than the milk cans, grinding wheel that's seen better days, some random steel wheels. There's a boot scraper, metal rockers, those go around your planter beds, matching metal rocker, horse blankets, some turned wooden little pillar things, toolboxes, pretty light, they must be empty. This big old wooden box back here is full of stuff. Got another Kaiser blade. There's an old pig scraper that's all bent up. Scythe. More hand tools. You see the numbers on here. These are all different lots. They're different people bring this stuff. So this is lot 42. Everything right here. All from one guy. A couple handyman jacks. Big old heavy duty jack. Metal bed frames. Big old air horn. I get that to scare the guineas with. Another train. That's a lot of coal, man. Not as noisy behind these trees. We'll keep going. There's an old tent stove. Got a little side table on it. Got some fenders. We might look at those. We got a trailer that could use some fenders. Like a tractor or a boat seat. Tractor seat. Ooh, look at this, a pump jack. We got one of those at home. Got a bunch of tire and wheel sets here. If you need spares for like trailers and stuff, this is a good way to get them. Get them pretty cheap. There's a good 6-lug spare. You get that for $4 or $5, not 120 like downtown. Here's an axle, but it's a 5-lug axle. I'm looking for a 6-lug. We're going to turn our little trailer into a dual axle. More chain link, kind of twisted up. Little pallet of shingles. Some random roofing tin. Looks like it's all got holes in it, so it's pre-used, but doesn't mean you can't still utilize it. Some posts, barbed wire, T-posts, more posts. This appears to be like oil pipe. Chain link panel sections. Some wire, T-post driver, a wire winder. Some poly water hose, and that's just a big metal grate for something. Couldn't tell you what it's for. Here's a small animal shelter. You can get in out of the rain out in the pasture. Some stock tanks, feed bunks sit on the ground. There's a man gate for if you do a panel setup. If you're working cattle, you can put these gates where you can get in and out of the sections. Some big old cattle panels. This appears to be a calf chute here. There's a head gate that you can set up on the end of some panels to make your own kind of chute. A couple big feeders. All these cattle panels are always bent up. Some like creep feeders here kind of thing. The calves can get in there, but the cows can't get far enough in there to get the feed. Different style of creep feeder. Here's another little larger calf chute. Some hay feeders. Put the hay in the top here, and then whatever could come through falls down the bottom. They can still eat it. Here's like a little loading chute with a pulley gate on it. Now here's a bigger working chute here for larger animals. Old school. These are deals you can put around hay bales or feed. They've made these in kind of like into stalls or something. Another little loader type chute. Calf chute. Some gate panels. If you need gates out going in the pasture or whatever. Like we got 4 hay bales up there. Bunch of continuous fence. They call it that because you just weld these panels end to end. They're already preformed pipe panels. And then got some old regular cattle panels over here, portables, that you can take and set up little pins and driveways and stuff when you're working cattle. And I don't know if this is for auction or if this is the fair's hay here. Now this old ticket booth is for sale. They're going to auction this off. And that's pretty cool. It's a little beat up. Looks like it's on skids where it's been pushed around a little bit. Let's see if it's got good bones. Yeah, it looks like it's got good bones. It's got a decent floor in it. We could get this for a little cabin up behind on the back of the property. Put it back up there, put a little wood stove in it. You can stay out there like when it's deer season or whatever, and you're hunting back out on the back part of the place. Needs a little TLC. Probably needs a couple new studs in there, and some of the siding needs to be screwed back down, but we'll see what it goes for. I don't know how I'd haul it. You'd have to get a pretty good sized trailer to put it on. Now here's a cattle setup all put together. Got the work and chute and the alleyway going to it, and then it's got a platform here on the one side where you can stand over there and give shots or brand or whatever you're going to do up in here. Usually right here it's putting the fly stuff on the cows and giving shots. You don't really brand until you get them in the chute so they can't hop around on you. A couple more little chutes. Telephone poles. Looks like an old fuel tank. Some more big feed bunks. Looks like they got metal stands that they go into. Another big tank they're just dropping off. And then looks like we got a little chicken coop looking thing here. This one's a little worse for wear on the bottom. Looks like it'd need a whole new floor. But neat old structure. Take a look inside. Yeah, definitely a chicken coop. Got 1-inch floor in it, but it'd be okay for a chicken coop. Door needs to be rehung. Alright, able to get the door back closed again. Here's the size stock tank I want to get for home. I don't have anything to water, but be good for the summertime for a dipping tank when you get all hot and overheated working out in the yard. You could cool off in there for a little while. A big pile of tires here, some more plastic barrels, a whole bunch of steel. Got some big screw jacks and big huge angle iron, flat iron. This stuff will go even too expensive even when the scrappers buy it. Big heavy blade, 3-point blade for a big tractor. Always one or two of these around. And there's a hay grabber. Old manure spreader here. Pretty nice unit. What's in the box over here? Some kind of plastic skirts for something. And this is some kind of hitch connection or something here. Don't know what for. Some tires. Boy, couldn't tell you what these are either. They look like hopper panels for combines up top for the hoppers. But I'm guessing big old tractor tires there. Here's a nice folding spring tooth, probably, well, I would say good 30-foot wide spring tooth. Biggin. You can always count on seeing a couple of these post hole diggers. More tires. Some of them are just junk. Another train. Nice drain pipe. Two big 20-foot long sections of it. I don't know if it's the perforated or not. I believe it's drain pipe because it's got that green line on it. And I think you put the green line up because the perforations are on the bottom. I don't think just straight tubing has that line. Here's an old seed drill. Another post hole digger with the old International old quick hitch dial. Hay rake. Looks like a New Holland. Like somebody set up a little axle, old axle for towing it. And this is some kind of old gauge wheel off of something. Got the adjustment lever to run your wheel up and down. But don't know what that was off of. Some old pulleys from a crane. Old dump rake. Used to rake your hay in the field with this, and when you get to where you want to dump it, you would lift the rake up and it would dump all the hay. And if you dumped it all in a row, you could put it in a nice line, but you had to be pretty talented to do that. Now this is some kind of old, I don't know what it grabs, but it grabs something. It's got this hydraulic ram, pushes up and brings these arms together, but I don't know what it picks up. There's an old spindle, drag scraper, there's a disc. Like it's still got a lot of life in it, just not a lot of paint. This is an old feed mixer here. An old wagon. This wagon is just a straight side, it's not a flare box like we got. Got a little grain door in the back, so it's got a hoist underneath. These old wagons had a one-way hoist. They were on power up only. They weren't power down. Big old chisel. Got another smaller 3-point blade here on the back side. Got a couple old corn heads. Some big old bush hogs. This one's probably 8 feet wide for a bigger tractor. Another one for a bigger tractor. There's a finish mower. Might see what that goes for. We could do the outer areas with that with a tractor. Got the little gauge wheels down here so you don't scalp your lawn. Little cultivator section. Another feed mixer. Big old chisel. Now we're interested in propane tanks, and there happens to be 4 of them here. So we'll be taking a look at these propane tanks. This appears to be about a 500 or 750. Smaller version here. And that one's 115 gallons. This one's 500 gallons. And then my propane guy tells me as long as it has a legible tag on it, like that one there, they will fill it. So there's a couple more over here. We're going to take one of these home tomorrow. We're going to try to. I want a propane tank for the shop where the generator is. So if we need to run the generator for a long time, we got plenty of propane. This is another nice little tank here. This one's probably, I guess maybe 300 gallons there. And this is probably 200 gallons or 250. But I've already checked both of these out, and I sent pictures down to the propane guy. He said they're cool. Got a big old roll here of flexible drain pipe. Good if you're needing drains for your downspouts or whatever. That's good stuff. I don't know what this is. It's PTO driven. It's got an elevator, and it's got a hopper here where you dump stuff in. But I can't see inside to see what it does. It looks like it's got a couple little deals there. I don't know if it's some kind of cleaner or what it is. It'd be interesting to find out what this is. If you know what it is, drop a comment. I'd love to know. Got the drive here on the back. And then this is a hay bale trailer. Here's all this is. Couple 5th wheel hitches with all the mounting plates, little 3-point 2-bottom plow, 3-point bucket. These are made so you can hook onto them from either direction, so you can either scoop or you can drag. It's got 2 top links and 2 bottom links on both sides. And then once you fill the bucket, you can trip it and it dumps. So it's good for moving small amounts of dirt. Another big 3-point blade. Some wagon gear here. The more John Deere wagon gear with a flat deck that somebody built on it. It's still got the pivot, so this deck would dump if you needed it. And there is still a hoist under here. Now one of these days, instead of buying a small dump trailer, I will probably pick up one of these old hoists, because you can get these fairly cheap, and build my own little dump trailer, a small one that'll haul just a little bit that I want to haul with my truck, maybe 2-3 yards is all, and we can make our own dump trailer. Got a couple old John Deere fenders, and then this is a hay spike trailer. It's a different type. This just has a big spike that goes into the hay bales, and then 2 spikes to keep it from rolling. Here's a little more modern gravity wagon. They called them gravity wagons because you didn't need to dump them, because they were all sloped to the middle, and you'd have a little chute here where it dumps out of. This one actually has an auger that will auger into something else, and it's a hydraulically driven auger. It's got a hydraulic motor up on the top, so you could unload this either into another wagon or into a short bin. Here is a skid steer chopper. I believe it's got a big old brush chopping blade under here, kind of like a bush hog, but goes on the front of a skid steer. And then here's a skid steer forklift mount here. Skid steers have hydraulic fittings in the front, power beyond, that you can run everything with. Old feed wagon, S&H, out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. These were cool. They had the chain drive floor in them, and then this chute would go down, and you could fill your feed bunks or your stanchions or whatever. But pretty cool old trailers. You got the beaters here in the front that tear the feed up as it comes forward. And it's got a belt down here on the bottom that moves the feed out here, just throws it out. 2,000-pound winch still in the box. Now this is a skid steer post hole digger. These are super cool because you can reverse the screw also. It's got 3 different size screws. This will go for a lot of money tomorrow. And then you can power down on these too. So if you're in tough soil, you can dig holes. Unlike the 3-point one that I have, if you're in tough soil, you're not digging nothing, because there's no downforce on your 3-point other than the weight of it itself. Got another one just like it here, but these are very popular, these skid steers. Here's a skid steer, looks like a Packer. I think that's what it is. I don't know why it would have to be hydraulically driven. And then here's a tree clamp. You can clamp things and just lift them out of the ground. And this is a skid steer trencher. Goes on the front of the skid steer for digging trenches. Still in the crate, brand new. Old International cab tractor. Another old farm-all with a hay grapple on the front. A lot of these still in use around Nebraska for moving hay around. What do we have here? Look at this little cute beauty here. It says economy tractors, all gear drive. That's an economy tractor, all right. Super cute. It's like the size of a cub. That's crazy. Looks like something somebody built out of their barn, but it's an actual manufactured piece. Never seen one. Little Bobcat, probably for sale, because that's the one they unload and load people with. I think this one's here for sale. Look at this little tiny little skip loader. That's cute too. Dinky little thing. Fland, never heard of that either. FL45. You'd want to be on flat ground with this, as narrow as it is. Here's all of our shop and garden equipment lying here. Let's see, what is this thing? Diesel powered. Is it a generator or welder or what is this thing? Trying to find, must be a generator. Yep. Got your plug-ins and breaker panel right there. 7,000 watts maybe. Air compressor, little burner, another pump jack. They used to put these on windmills. They'd drive them with like a hit and miss motor. And what it does is it turns round what you call turning force into up and down force. See those arms moving? So it'd make your pump. Window air conditioners, snow blower, old Lincoln welder. We'll come back on the other side and show you the stuff on the other side. There's always one or two radial arm saws. I think people think they need those and then they get them and they don't use them. But if you got a table saw, you don't need a radial arm saw. Wire feed welder, somebody will pay way too much for that off-brand welder tomorrow. Another little wire feed Hobart. People love wire feed welders, and these farmers snatch them up when they come out here to these auctions. Here is a lawn sweeper for sweeping up leaves. You pull with your little garden tractor or your lawnmower itself. Air compressors, little, looks like a Lincoln, but I don't think it is. Yeah, it is. It's a Lincoln. Little, we call those tombstone welders. They look like tombstones. Pressure washer with the wand. A couple different pressure washers. Portable air tank. Ladders. The oil drum stove with the Vogelzang stove kit. There's an electric mower that either is dead or somebody got tired of it going dead. Here's a little garden cart. Pull behind your quad. Little tiny table saw. More portable tanks. Another heater. And coal buckets. Spreader. Rototiller. Little dolly. That's one of those ones that you can lay down to. It's got the wheels so you can use it as a cart. This is a chicken plucker. After you blanch your chickens, it's got these rubber deals. You run your chicken over this and it pulls the feathers off. These are paint sprayers, appear to be, because they're covered in paint. It's either paint or mud. Might be a mud sprayer. Some ramps, aluminum ramps, barbecues. What are these things? Like big old ductwork or something. Somebody's homemade trap. Chain binders, tow hooks. There's a backpack sprayer for like a quad. These chains, I don't know what it is. They always go expensive. Fire hydrant. Big old propane tank. There's a big drawer for like under a truck box. Toolbox. Pretty clapped out janky toolbox. Look at this old metal bandsaw. That's neat. Heavy, heavy, heavy. See if the ram still works on it. It sure enough does. See how it's going down real slow? It's got a coolant tank down in here. It pumps coolant onto the blade as it's cutting. But man, you could cut some stuff with that. Real deep throat in it. Poolin' lawnmower, Poolan. Somebody's trike bike. Parts washer. Oh. That's a pretty nice parts washer. Well, look at that. Wish I had more room. Filing cabinets. More mowers. Another little pull behind trailer. Stand up drill press. That's nice. Let's see. A little blade for a quad for front end pusher. Don't know what that is. It's for a short box. Looks like tonneau cover or something. Some fire rings people made out of old tractor rims. And looks to be like a folding work table. Yard cart. That's a blower up there on that cart for something. It's just one of those squirrel cage blowers, I think. Yeah, people use those for drying floors and stuff. Old one bottom plow with new handles on it. Little roll up, like kitchen cupboard, little bread box type thing, freestanding. Little garbage can. Cool. Looks like we got 5 trailers of smalls for the morning. That's going to take a while. They'll probably run 2 rings. Let's take a quick glance over these real quick. Bunch of different tools. You go to enough of these auctions, it looks like the same stuff on all these trailers at every auction. Here's some conduit benders. Don't see those very often. What's in our Craftsman box here? It's empty. Some propane heater. Two compartment sink. Railroad spikes, caulking gun, safety vest. Some axes. Staplers. Weed eaters. Some can lights. Mailbox, chainsaw, 1/2-inch drill, knuckle buster. That's a paint sprayer. Old sawzalls, like an old router or zip cut thing, big one. Some Ryobi stuff. We got Ryobi batteries that'll run all this stuff. Chainsaw, got a pole saw, drill, sawzall. Nice little floor jack. Alright, train's gone again. That's a big old 300 footer there. Here's some nice old bits. I need to find a brace. All these auctions I've been at, they all had braces, but I haven't seen one here. But it'd be nice to have these if you ever had the power go out. Well, that's a heavy duty come along there. Some old trench shovels, PTO cover, air chisel, impact wrench. What are these? You got little nubs weld them on and for something. Maybe they're for putting panels together or something and make it only go halfway in. Couldn't tell you. Under saddle hangers. Oh, okay. Those for putting, you put them underneath like a 2x4, and then you can bring other 2x4s in from the side. That's cool. Whole box of these. Strong tie hangers. It's this little tiny wire feed welder. Somebody will pay way too much for that tomorrow too. Skill saw box. Brand new chain. Somebody will pay $100 for that chain. Crazy. Binders, brand new. Some old boxes. Cheese box. A-hooks, spark plug still in the old Autolite spark plug still in the container here. This is an old magneto out of something. Gonna have to use those before I leave. My belt needs another hole. Worm drive skill saw. These were the cat's meow back in the day. I loved them because the blade was on the left hand side. You could see what you were doing. When I worked construction, these were a must have. Some tongs and such. Here we go. We're going to do name that tool. So if you can tell me what this is used for, the name of it and what it's used for, you'll get a Markelly Farm t-shirt. So first one in the comments to tell me the correct use of this tool, you'll be the winner. Next trailer got some cool old block planes, little scriber deal, some clamps, some knives, screwdrivers, sprinklers, 2 tap and die sets. I looked at those this morning. These are hoof trimmers, or not hoof trimmers, horn trimmers. You have a heck of a time getting a hoof in there. Those are big old speakers. Don't know what those are. They almost look like ramps that you can take apart. That's what they are. You can take the slope thing off of it, I guess, to get them out of the way if you're rolling with a creeper underneath the car. Rubber boots, jump packs. Always kind of iffy buying those. The batteries might be toast. Big old tow rope. Not a yankum, but you could definitely pull with that. Traveling sprinkler. An old vise and some kind of clamps in there. This is the kind of boxes you got to really dig through, because you'll find a treasure in the bottom of one of these boxes that nobody else sees. You can get the box cheap because people think it's just a box of junk. Nice old tool belt. Another handle, we got a bunch of those. Drop lights, more saws, more drill bits. Boy, that's a used anvil. That thing's all beat up. Wrenches that have been out in the weather, looks like. Take a little bit to get that tri-square working again. Looks like we got some signage on this trailer. Bridge out. 2 of those. Electrical cords. Some splitters. These are always handy, but they're the wrong. Ooh, look at that. Look what we found. Got a brace. So if we buy this brace, we can buy those bits over there. And we'll have a brace and some bits. All kinds of socket wrenches. This is some kind of light you can plug in line. Got a magnet on the bottom. You stick in the metal, and then you can plug a bunch of these down in a row, I guess. There's some tractor pins. Never have too many of those. Some more tractor pins over there. Propane burner and some hammers. More brand new chain, brand new binders. Those are those screw binders that are really convenient. You don't break your knuckles on those. 3-element propane heater. Oh, that's a nice little dustpan. That'd be great for the shop. Some pullers, big D-rings. Here's a pickaxe handle. People used to take these to fight back in the day. You wanted to go scrapping, you took one of these handles with you. Some big auger bits, those are high dollars. Pintle hitch, that'll go expensive tomorrow. And pulleys, these are the old style chain binders, the old style. Some kind of right angle gearbox. Little tiny propane tank. Here's one of them little weed puller thingies that you step on. There's a little hitch. Those are handy to have. A couple frost bars down in there. Alright, last trailer. Got some extension cords. Some kind of weird old lamp. Doesn't look very fragile. These are those things you stick on your ball hitch and one on the trailer, and you look at this in your rear view mirror and you line those two balls up so you know if you're going straight. These are those magnetic tail lights that you can put on a tow if you're towing another vehicle or something that doesn't have lights. You click that on there and then plug this to the trailer plug of the vehicle in front, and you've got tail lights. Here's some ramp brackets. You get like a 2x6 and put in there and put some screws in it, and then you got some ramps. Tow bar. Notoriously, there's always one of these seats at these auctions. I bought one back in the day. These little battery chargers. Dust buster for the car. CB radios. Breaker 19. Here's some post office box covers. Doors. Toolbox. It's got odds and ends in it. Looks like it was an old tackle box. Probably got lots of antique looking stuff in there. Whole box of briquettes. There's some old truck mirrors in there. There's one of them Wagner airless sprayer deals. This is a wood vise for clamping wood projects, but it's missing one of the jaws. Toolbox, tackle box. Some old drink containers. Sorted PVC stuff. Screwdrivers. Another piece of railroad iron you can use for beating stuff flat on. If you don't want to spend the money on an anvil. Lord knows they're going for gold prices nowadays. Ooh, there's one of those little impact driver deals. If you got a screw or something that's stuck, you put the correct bit in it, put that on there, and you hit that with a hammer, and as you hit it, it turns this as you smack it, so it puts pressure and turns it. A lot of people had these back in the day for breaking loose rusty screws. We might take a look at that tomorrow. This is some kind of little driver deal with a chuck on the end. Maybe a screwdriver you can put stuff in. Got tools in the toolbox. More hand tools. Got a rasp. More drill bits. Pretty cool hangers. Pretty decorative little curlicues on the end. Somebody spent some time making those. If you needed to hang up a bunch of stuff in your shop, there's 2 of those. Like 6 feet long. Some kind of manifold setup. I don't know if that's a little propane rig or what is that. Couldn't tell you. Brake shoes, muffler, trailer jack. Got several of these at home already. Grease guns. Let's see if this floor jack works. Look at that, it works. I used to like carrying these around in the truck because they were much easier to use it with than the jacks that they send in your vehicles. Here's a clamp-on vise. You don't see those very often. And then load lifter helper springs. Those used to bolt on the top of your axle. And you'd put them underneath your frame, and when your shocks would bottom out or your leaf springs would bottom out, they would give you a little extra spring. Some bushel baskets, but we got plenty of those at Junk Jaunt. This is an old fold-up table, like an old card table. Pretty retro, old one. Well, that's it so far, folks. And we're losing some daylight out here. So that's the preview. We'll be able to come a little later tomorrow after we go have coffee at the Tumbleweed, have a little breakfast. We'll be back out here at the auction, see what we can take home. Definitely want to try to get one of those propane tanks. Definitely need to remember my lawn chair in the morning. Some of those trailers are going to take a while. It's nice to have a place to sit. See you folks in the morning. Well, good morning, folks. It is a beautiful day for an auction this morning. Let's go around and see if there's anything that was not here last night. Got a window here Kelly might want for the guinea coop. Got an old John Deere 3-bottom plow. Insulated doghouse. This is a dumpster that goes on a skid steer. It's got a skid steer quick attach here on the back. You'd need a skid steer to pick this thing up. That's pretty crazy. Some kind of cobbled together 3-point thingamabob. Looks to be like for dragging driveways or something. And then some kind of looks like part of a grapple or a clamp arm or something that would bolt on to like a front loader or something. Some hydraulic rams. This trailer here appears to be new. Got a transit tripod over there with the cruiser stick. Some harnesses, safety harnesses. John Deere sign. Pry bar, roller stand. Cut-off saw, some sawhorses and assorted power tools. All kinds of stuff in boxes. Don't know what that is. Have to dig around a little bit. I think that's about it on the new stuff. We got our eye on a couple things.
What else you got to go with it? Tires. Dollar bill, $1. Down dollar bill, $1. Money's on 2. Money's on 4. Down 3. Down 4. $4.05. $5. You're both out. $4. $5. You're out here. You're out there. Sold trade, $4 Tim. You're the winner. Number 90. Any man Jack, 17 to pay. $15 now, 17 to bid. $15, $15 now, 15 now, 15, $15, 15. Give $10 on a handyman, and $10 money's on 12 to pay. $10 and a half, and now 12 to bid. $50 to bid, 10, 12 to bid. Give $11 and 11, $10 and 11. Sold to him, $10, 7 O's, is that right? I know, excuse me. We can make that into a 9. What do you got?
High lift jack for $9.
Fixtures. 2 of them in there.
We ran into one of our local subscribers here. What's your name, young lady?
Sophia.
Sophia. What do you like best about the channel?
The cooking videos.
The cooking videos. Outstanding. High five. So you do a lot of cooking at home?
Not much.
No? Well, you should start. It's a fun project. So thank you for watching.
Yep.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
70, gone to the 5. I got a 71, but I got a 2.5. One, but I got a 72. What if he takes the ball? I'm 70 here, gonna make it a 2.5, but I got a 71, but I got a 2.2. I'm gonna 70, get a 2.5. Sold $70. Number is number 2. And you want all
I cannot believe what a length of chain will go for. It's crazy.
Chain on the boom, 40, got it at 40. Now doing it about a 40. Jim, you want to grab that clipboard before it blows away? 42, got it at 40, get a 2.5 on that. Okay, there it was. Sorry, Gary, just doing the major slide. I got 40 bid down here, gonna be 42.50. Now, but 41, but I got a 2.2. Now, but 41, but I got a 2.5. Sold $40, 104, you want all 4. $40.
And that's for one. Choice of those, they got 4 of them.
5, I'm 40, 45, 50. I'm 5, and I'm 55, 50, now 5. I'm 50, now 5, 55, 5, 50, now 5. All done. Now I have sold it $50 and put it on number 56, $50 and 5. He's a winner. You got the
There's a brace in
Brace in there, thank you. Brace, hammer, and file. Get it here, 250 to 5. I'm going to be going to go to 5. Now 7, I'm going to go to 5. Now 7, I'm going to 5. I'm going to go to 7, I'm going to 5. $6. I'm going to 5. I'm going to $6. Sold $5, young lady. Your number is number 1, isn't it? Number 1. Number 1. Very good. Thank you, young lady.
You only had to bid one time. You got me a smoking deal.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you. You just don't bid. On the little trailer, lot 38, selling out bid to go there, 250 to 3, 250 to 300 now, 33, 32, 50 to 3, I take $100 bill, 100 a quarter, 125, 125, 25, 25, 25 on the 5, 125, 25, now 175, 150, 75, 75 on the 5, 150, 75, Doug, you're out again, 175, I'm 150 straight away, you're going to be 175, I'm 150, 75, 75 on the 5, 150, 75, 75, anybody else? 175 bucks. Sold. 150, number 1. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you. Got this little trailer for 150 bucks. Stole it. This torsion axle on this trailer is worth at least 800 new. Now that little trailer is going to turn into a barbecue trailer. We've got all the stuff to build it. Be a good winter project. Stay tuned for that. I'm glad I remembered my chair today, because the order they're going in, these propane tanks are going to be towards the last of the sale. Well, this 500-gallon tank went for $900, and it's worth it, but I didn't want to go that high. I got the old tank that I looked at yesterday, the 350-gallon tank. I got it for $250. And we'll squirt a little white Rust-Oleum on that, and it'll be like a brand new tank. And then they sold this here right next to it. It's 100 feet of drainage, corrugated drainage tubing for $5. Crazy cheap. Couldn't pass it up. There's always drainage projects going on, so can always use that. Well, that's everything that I was kind of waiting for here at the auction, so we can get out of here. We're gonna head home, get the trailer so we can come back and get this tank and stuff. But when we get home, we'll go through our smalls and I'll show you what we got. All right, folks, we are home. Let's go through our smalls real quick. Here's a little box we picked up. I just wanted these hitch balls out of here for little implement movers that we use for hauling trailers around and stuff. You never can have too many like little 2-inch balls. And then with it came a lock set. If we ever put a door in something and need a doorknob, we have it. And this little tiny block and tackle set thing here. It's got a locking deal here that keeps your rope from going back down. And then that's it for that box. Now all of these screws I got in one lot. Look at these really nice Torx lag screws with the big heads on them. These are really handy. And then we have some 1.5-inch screws down in there that are really good for like siding and stuff. That's little casters. Those can go in the garbage. But what else we got in here? That's just wire. And then got this whole bag of self-tappers. Pretty nice. And then a bunch of long self-tappers. I don't know if you price screws nowadays, but they are insane. This lot here I just bought for these screws. I got all this for $1. This is 3-inch Torx head screws. We use a lot of 3-inch screws. If you're working with 2x4s, you need the 3-inch screws. And then we've had some 2-inch screws and some sheetrock and concrete fasteners. Got some plumber's tape here. Chain link. That's a drive anchor right there. We got some Gorilla Glue, 2 extension cord ends, and 2 plastic drop cloths. So all this going in the Markelly Farm hardware store. Now everything here on the tailgate I got for $1. It was about ready to go no sale. Got an old miter box here. It's worth it just to have the back saw, even if you don't use that plastic miter box. Got 2 hacksaws here, and all these bow saws. These come in real handy if someday they ever flick the big switch someday and we don't have juice. We're going to be cutting a lot of wood for heating the house. And then this jack handle, big one-piece jack handle. So I got a couple floor jacks. This will be real handy because I don't like the two-piece ones. So smoking deal for $1. I got this little floor jack for $2. Always make sure they work before I buy them. This one works great. These are really good to keep in the trailer box so you don't have to take it in and out. I have some that reside in the shop, but these can go along. I'll put it in the box on the front of the trailer, and that'll be fantastic. Now Sophia's dad bought this. Came with a bunch of other stuff that he bought. He only wanted certain things out of this box, and he doesn't have any nailers, so he gave me all these nails because we have nailers and we can use those. They're brad nails and finish nails. And this is a box I bought that Sophia bought for me. This is the one she bid on. It's got a little impact driver. That's the kind you smack with a hammer. Pretty handy. Got a tape measure, big long, what is this, like a 50-footer or something. This is the reason I bought the box, to get this brace, and you'll see the bits I got for that later. A cute little tiny hammer that we can use for small stuff. And I think this is just a pry bar, but if not, it's a hunk of metal that we can throw in the scrap metal bin. Nice pair of channel locks, vice grips. Never can have too many of these linch pins. Nice screwdriver. It's got the hex head deal on it, big heavy screwdriver. And then a claw hammer, ball peen hammer. And this is a little driver dealie with a chuck on the end of it. You can use that for something. Oh, look at this. It's like a little push drill. See how it turns when you push on it? That's cool. See all this safety gear right here? Got it all for $10. Got a whole bunch of tethers. Got a safety belt with the D-rings on there. The big hook where you can tie off the ladders and stuff if you're climbing ladders. A couple seat harnesses and a chest harness that goes with those. The reason I got these is not too long ago I was on top of the shop roof and almost slid off. And if Kelly hadn't been there with the tractor that I could slide off onto into the man basket, I would have been toast. And then we got a bunch of tin on top of the barn that needed to be screwed down, so I'm not doing any of that stuff without being tied off now over the top of the roof. And I'm not going to put full load on this stuff. I know it's risky buying used safety gear, but I've been around this stuff a long time. I can tell if it's rotted and if it's beyond its usable life. All this stuff looks pretty good, and for $10 you can't beat it. It's got all these different size auger bits, and you can see how they have the tapered shank on them there. That goes in that brace that we bought. It has a special chuck for these, so that'll be cool. We even got some adjustable cutters. You can adjust this to cut different width of holes. Here's one that cuts really wide holes right there. And then there's a couple standard shank. I have a box with some of these in them, so we'll throw those in with that. But got a full set for our brace. Got these two leveling stands here. They're really good for leveling things and supporting things. You just turn this and it goes up and down. Now some people don't like these models here, but see how that nut fits in there like that? So you can only turn it when you pick it up. But to fix that, all you got to do is throw a washer on there, and then you can turn it just like this one here. We got all these extension cords. I'm always out of cords because we have so many battery tenders running everywhere. So I need to get some more cords. We got these for $2 here, $3 there. I think I paid $5 for this real heavy cord here. We have two good heavy cords. So that's a welcome addition to the homestead. I got this box in with some other stuff. So this was basically free. Got all these little grinders in here, these little drill grinders. This was for sharpening like pruning shears and stuff. It's got the right angle on it. You just put it in the drill. You can sharpen all your landscape blades, but all these little grinding wheels, different sizes. Got a couple little wire wheels that'll fit in a drill. All these little spring clips. I got drawers that these go in. And then got a little measuring tool here. It's a little slide measuring tool for measuring inside and outside diameters. And then this little cool ruler, it's got fractions and decimals and inches all on the same deal. And then machine screw and tap drill sizes. Pretty cool. But you got decimal equivalents of fractions and inches. Sweet. Now this is the 2 fenders and a brand new hitch that came with that little trailer that we bought for the barbecue. These were sitting on the tongue of it. So these will work for that trailer. It needs a new hitch. The old hitch is broke. Is probably why this was on there. It was somebody's project that they never got done. Alright folks, that's all of our loot. You've seen the big stuff already at the auction. We got to hook up our trailer, head back into town so they can load out that bigger stuff and then settle up our bill. Yeah, I can bring this stuff home and go back and pay our bill. This is Nebraska. They trust people here. So hope you enjoyed the sale. Always a good time when you can go to an auction, especially on a beautiful Nebraska day like this. The weather was perfect. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you guys. We've got another auction coming up in a week, I believe. It's a house and yard and garden auction. So we'll take you to that. So come back and see us here on the farm.